If the uncertainty of today's college admissions process has you worried, we're here to help. My name is Shahzad, and we've got a webinar coming up where we're going to talk about how to navigate the college admissions process. There is a lot of uncertainty right now, driven, of course, by COVID-19 and the fact that the SAT and the ACT are largely optional at just about every college you're going to apply to. And so if you're thinking about a little bit further down the field, what does that mean if it's not this year, but next year or the year after? Should you take a gap year, right? How are colleges going to decide between applicants when they lose the test scores? And in cases where a lot of kids have been in school environments where they're stuck at home, maybe their counselors can't write recommendations. So we're going to talk a lot about we're going to talk about a lot of things in this webinar. One of the things we're going to talk about, for example, we're going to talk a little bit about our own experience here at Axiom in terms of, we've had the good fortune of getting our kids into, just about every top university on the planet. We're really proud of that. The kids make it easy, of course, and we help them shape that process. And one of the things that you need to understand when you navigate the college admissions process is that on the outside looking in, this is what it looks like. There's a single applicant pool, that's the pyramid on the left, and a school kind of looks at that pool and then picks the kids that they think are the best, and that's who gets admissions. That is not how the college admissions process works. In fact, what the colleges really do is they really segment you out. Colleges have a variety of institutional priorities that they're trying to satisfy, one of which is geographical coverage. So really, when you think about the college admissions process, you may have a friend that's in Texas and you're in California and you're wondering how they got in and you didn't, if you feel like you got stronger test scores or stronger grades or a stronger application, and it could be vice versa. The reality is that college admissions committees are looking at each application with an eye towards creating a class. And the question you have to ask is, what is the story that you can tell that makes an admissions committee say, I want you as part of this class, right? So the first thing they're looking at is geography. They're also looking at, they want a diverse population, right? So they're also looking at race and religion and creed, political affiliation, right? There's all sorts of things that they're trying to balance. And the reality is that 94 of the top 100 feeder schools to the Ivy Leagues are actually private schools, right? And even amongst those public schools, there are a few public schools that tend to do a lot better than others, right? So understanding kind of what the landscape looks like and whether you're applying for a private school or a public school, it can actually be an advantage depending on how you look at it. So we'll talk about how to kind of navigate that process. The most important thing we're going to talk about is that in the admissions committee, every committee member is going to attach 2 adjectives to each applicant, right? So it could be the quarterback poet, it could be the religious runner, it could be the scientist editor, the violin playing editor, whatever it happens to be. So what you're going to find yourself saying when you navigate this process is, what is the 2 adjective label that I want the admissions committee to attach to me, such that they see me as part of the campus community that they seek to build, right? So what that means, among other things, is that you don't want to have a whole lot of activities. Actually, that hurts you. What you do want is a few activities that you've gone very, very deep into. And so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a whole lot more. Again, please do register for the webinar. We'd love to have you join us. It'll be 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. If you live somewhere in the middle, you do the math. If you live outside the United States, definitely do the math. But hopefully we'll see you at the webinar. And until then, stay safe and take care.